Rodrigo Duterte is no longer the man behind the podium, spewing threats and insults, daring the world to take him down. He is no longer flanked by police chiefs nodding in unison, nor by enablers eager to defend his blood-stained legacy. Today, he is alone. And the world is watching as he is led to a place he once mocked, the International Criminal Court in The Hague. For years, Duterte laughed in the face of accountability. He called the ICC useless, withdrew the Philippines from its jurisdiction, and ridiculed the idea that anyone could touch him. He told the world he would rather die than be tried by foreigners. But history doesn't take orders, and justice has a way of arriving no matter how long the wait. His war on drugs was never just about drugs. It was a war against the poor, against men, women, even children who were gunned down in alleyways, dragged from their homes, executed on sidewalks as neighbors cowered behind thin plywood walls. Official figures say 6,200 died at the hands of police. Human rights groups say it's closer to 30,000. The real number? It lingers in the stories of grieving mothers clutching framed photos, in the empty seats at dinner tables, in the silence of the slums where people learn to whisper his name in fear. And now, for the first time, Duterte is not the executioner. He is the accused. The courtroom will be unlike anything Duterte has ever faced. There will be no microphones to curse into, no loyalists to cheer his bravado. Instead, there will be evidence, thousands of pages of it. Prosecutors will dissect his every speech, every order, every chilling remark that told the police to shoot them dead. Witnesses will come forward, former cops, survivors, the families of those who never made it home. Duterte's defense will be predictable. He will claim it was all for the good of the country, that he was fighting a war that needed to be fought. He will insist that foreign powers are meddling, that this is a political attack, but no amount of deflection will erase the testimonies, the forensic reports, the undeniable proof that his war was not justice, it was carnage. Back home, the ground is shifting. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., sensing the weight of history, is letting this happen. We did not help the ICC, he claims, but his refusal to intervene speaks louder than his words. He knows that shielding Duterte is no longer worth the political cost. And then there's Sara Duterte, fighting a battle of her own. Her impeachment case, once a distant concern, now looms larger than ever. With her father in international custody, her name is no longer an untouchable brand, it's a liability. The same Congress that once feared her family might now see an opportunity to cut ties before they, too, are dragged down. Meanwhile, Duterte's most loyal soldier, Senator Bongo, is in damage control, calling this a kidnapping and warning of foreign interference. But for the thousands of families who held funerals without justice, this is not interference. This is the moment they were told would never come. Duterte built his empire on fear. He made people believe that violence was strength, that killing was leadership. He convinced an entire nation that he was untouchable. But now, as he sits in custody, awaiting trial for crimes against humanity, that illusion is crumbling. He will try to play the martyr, the nationalist betrayed. He will say he was abandoned by his own. But no matter how he spins it, one truth remains. Duterte is no longer the punisher. He is the punished. For the mothers who buried their sons without answers, for the children who grew up without fathers, for the families who were forced to move on without justice, this is not the end. But it is a beginning, a long overdue reckoning, a moment that for years felt impossible. And for those who still defend him, ask yourselves this: did you truly support justice, or did you just cheer for power? Were you fighting for a better Philippines, or were you swept up in the illusion that brutality was the answer? Because this moment with Duterte in handcuffs is the clearest proof that fear will never be greater than justice, that power built on blood will always collapse, that no man, no matter how loud, how ruthless, or how worshipped, is above the law. This is not about politics. This is about what is right and what is wrong. And today the world is proving that no amount of propaganda, no army of online trolls, no legacy of terror can change one simple, undeniable truth. Murder is not leadership, justice is not revenge, and true heroes don't leave a trail of the dead.